Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bloom with me, and this is Arshiya Anand. And today is 11th of April, which means today is my MUN. So I'm kind of a little nervous for this MUN because it's my first online MUN. I did one before, so technically it's my second actual MUN. But I'm still very scared because I didn't get much experience from my first MUN, and I want to make this one a more memorable one. So I have taken a holiday today from the school because apparently I have to prepare so many speeches, and do my last minute research and find some rebuttals for the other countries that I might ask in POIs and something like that. So I have to do all that, and I also have to work on a little bit of draft resolution with the other members that I have interacted with during the lobbying of the MUN. So yeah, currently it's around 8 o'clock, and I'm going to start with my research and all that stuff. And then we'll move on to my speeches preparation and drafting the resolution, maybe layouting the resolution, because drafting will be around at the fourth, fifth unmod that we'll do during the conference. So that's the thing. By the way, the conference is starts at 4:30 p.m. and ends at 11 p.m. So it's really long, and it's at night, so that is why it's gonna be a little hectic and tiring, I guess. But no worries, we'll do our best and try to win some awards. So here I was doing my last minute research, or I'd say most of my research, because apparently I'm very, very bad at research. I remember on my first MUN, my first MUN was around in when I was in 10th grade, which was last year, around 26, 27 April. Yes, and I remember I was so bad at research. Like, I did so bad of a research. See, I'm not a person who can sit on a laptop and do hours and hours of research and read stuff, long articles and stuff like that, and get all the information like that in my head. I'm not that kind of girl. I cannot do it, to be really honest. But I remember that time my research was really, really bad. I used AI only most of the time, ChatGPT and stuff like that, Gemini and all that stuff to do my research, which my chair also told me that I should work on my research. My speeches were good, but my research was very artificial intelligence oriented, I'd say, which I tried my best not to do this time. I used the minimal AI. I won't say I didn't use any AI. I did use AI, but I tried my best to use minimal AI as possible, just to ask for layouts, or just to ask how do I research, or what website should I refer to for if I have to ask this information and stuff like that. Well, mostly I refer to original websites only, like the UN websites, or some published newspapers, articles and stuff like that. My delegation was India. I was a delegate of India. So I also refer to some official Indian websites and some reports that were given by the government, some and things like that. Our topic for this MUN was use of AI in armed conflict and its implication on civil protection. So I got to know much about our country, about the Defense AI Council, Defense AI Project Agency and stuff like that. It was fun to know about our own country. I didn't know any of this before. But yes, I tried my best to keep my research as authentic as possible. But I did use AI, so I'm very guilty about it. I know it's a crime to use AI in your MUN research. You just don't do that. It's very old school and not acceptable at all. But I couldn't do. I'm still learning, guys. By the way, if you have any more tips, advices, or stuff like that for me to improve my researches or my speech, or just to make my MUN experience a little bit better for the next time, just leave a comment, or you can DM me on my Instagram. I'll leave my account link in the description. Thank you. And yeah, that was all that I did. By the way, this was like the best lock-in session I have had until I have started my class 11th. Oh my god, like I logged in for hours like this. Otherwise, I'm just a very, very distracted person, I'll say. I'm just very distracted. I get easily distracted by anything and anyone, any noise possible gets me distracted. So this session I was genuinely very logged in and doing all my research. Maybe the adrenaline was kicking in. I was panicking a little bit, just realizing how my research was very behind and how I was lacking. But I'm very proud that I stick to my chair and did that research for this long time. So I'm really proud about that. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so currently now it's 11 o'clock and I have just finished writing my GSL. I don't understand why these GSLs are like 60 seconds, bro. Like, bro, I cannot compact or summarize my country's stance, add some solutions, and at the same time, some major UN policies in just 60 seconds and tell it to you. I have made this speech. It's very short, and if I speak it in the normal tone, which like I'm speaking to you right now, this speech is going till 2 minutes. I don't know why. So then I made it a lot shorter, and then it's still going above 1 minute. So now I have just decided, and I cannot make this any shorter now. So I've just decided that I'll speak really fast. So to make my speech a little clearer and to speed up my what can we say? Speed up my delivering speech. I will practice this GSL a few times before I finally speak it in the conference, but not right now, because right now I have to prepare a document where I write all the necessary things that I would like to include in the draft resolution, and what I would not like to include in a draft resolution on behalf of my country, which is I'm representing India, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to make the document right now because one of my partner is writing the draft resolution. I don't have the layout of the draft resolution. She has it. So she's just gone to make the draft resolution, and I think I should just provide her all the listings of what should be included, what I think should be included and what should not, so that we can discuss and mutually make a good draft resolution which can be voted and the committee can go successful, by the way. And after that, I will probably write my mod speeches. We have mutually discussed with in my blog, there are like 9 to 10 country members, and we have mutually discussed on some blog topics. And I think we are going to make speeches, be ready with the speeches for those blog topics. Now, I don't mod topics, but I don't know if that would be selected or not, because of course there are other blogs too. But our topics, I'll say, are pretty easy and also work globally in the committee's aspect. So I think we have a higher chance of getting selected when it comes to the mod topics. So I'm just going to prepare those speeches too, and those speeches are also 60 seconds, which is, oh my god, it's a crime to have 60-second speeches. How can you summarize all of this in just 1 minute? And still there is the option of yielding time. I don't know who are those people which are able to yield time, also finish their speeches in like 45 seconds or so. But we'll try. I will try to yield time for POIs also, which are just questions that other delegates ask us, because if I answer POIs, it will for sure give me a few extra points, which I want for sure. So we are going to do that. So right now, let's go and look for some solutions and the things I need to avoid as a country, India, on my topic, and send it to her, and then we'll focus on the mod speeches, and I think, and a few rebuttals too. I have done some research, and I have to make some questions that I would ask other delegates if they yield the time to POIs, so that, and asking POIs also gives you extra points. So I'm going to make those rebuttals too. Let's go for now. So here I started doing once again my research, finding some POIs. I didn't really find a lot of POIs, because then I got a message that I had to give my solutions and my preferences and the things that I wanted to avoid, or my country wanted to avoid in the draft resolution. So I started searching a little bit around that and what was India's current stance on this topic, and how it had reacted in previous UN treaties, how if it had voted, signed it, or ratified it, and stuff like that, so that I could get a clear present position and about what India wants and what we can include in the draft resolution. So I started searching for those, and because I had to send it to someone, I don't know anything about draft resolution, how do you make it and stuff like that. I think that is one point that I'm lacking right now a lot, that I don't know anything about draft resolution. But I looked up for points, the things that India avoids during these treaties and these conferences and doesn't want in the resolution. So I made a list of all those points and sent it to the person who was asking for me for it. So finally, I sent her my solutions and the things that I cannot align with in the draft resolution. And now I'm going to write some speeches for my mod topics and then find some rebuttals. By the way, it's already 12 o'clock. It took me an hour to do so. I think we're going quite decent since the conference starts at 4:30. So yeah, I think I will be able to make some speeches on around 10 mod. 10 will be, I think, a lot. Around 6 mod topics. 6 feels like a fine number. 6 mod topics, and find some rebuttals and POIs for other countries. Let's go. So now I was looking for the remaining POIs for the remaining countries and also researching and doing some mod topic speeches. I don't understand why these speeches are so short, but I tried my best to fit the content in just 60 seconds. By the way, if you're wondering how do I know more topics beforehand, we just decided our blog, which had the majority, decided on some previous mod topics that we might suggest in the MUN, and if they get selected, then we will be already prepared. It was our strategy. So I was making some mod speeches on those topics that we had selected. Okay, so now it's around almost 3:15 and the conference is in an hour or so. I think I'm going to sleep right now because my brain is not working. I'm not getting what this topic is. I wrote some mods, I found some rebuttals, we did some lobbying also, new people joined and all that stuff. So right now my brain is saturated. I cannot process anything at all. So I'm going to sleep for now, and after that I'll see you in the conference. Let's go.
One eternity later.
Okay, so the MUN has started. Oh my god, I've got an accent, I think. So MUN has started basically, and it's just the introduction session going on, and we were just introducing ourselves. This is my GSL, and I was just revising it. It's just this short, and I can still not fit it in 16. It's just, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but let's do it. And here we are again. I was halfway through my MUN and I realized I am doomed. I just gave a mod and this country asked me some really, really good rebuttals. I couldn't answer them because, of course, I suck at my research. And here I was like, it was the ending of the MUN and the other block was presenting their draft resolution. And by the way, I had no internet. I couldn't speak anything on the second half of the MUN because I had no internet and I was mute the whole time. I couldn't do anything. And this look at my desk, guys. It's a mess right now. There are things from the previous MUN and from this MUN, and here we are writing our draft resolution while the other block is presenting their draft resolution. Wow, we're doing a great job, I guess. And finally, we presented our draft resolution. I couldn't speak then also, and this is me with my Sinchen profile. I was still mute. The internet was still not good. And finally, we have our awards ceremony. If there were 6 awards, then around 50% of the award were won by the delegates of our block. Not me, though. I won nothing, of course. And then this was the best position paper award. I haven't heard of this award, but it was a new award for me. And finally, the best delegate award. No, it was not won by me once again, but it was one of my friend, which I made during this MUN. So congratulations to him. That's all. Bye.